Well, Oklahoma is no stranger to the wind. We've seen its force, both good and bad. As our state was settled, mechanical windmills brought fresh water to pioneer homes. But it was also the wind, with the help of poor conservation practices, that swept this state into crisis during the Dust Bowl days. But our blustery weather isn't all bad. In fact, the community of Woodward is learning to embrace its windiness since becoming home to the Oklahoma Wind Energy Center. Our Kimberly Berry has the story.
The wind farm itself covers, I think it's about 2,200 acres of land. And they're scattered out in various areas. And if you can tell, each one of them is built on like a ridge. So it's really engineered so they get the maximum wind from this area.
Florida Power and Light built the center in 2003 after determining the location to be the best in the region for generating wind power. Windmills have always been a part of the Oklahoma landscape, but instead of pumping water or grinding grains, modern mills are harnessing the wind's power to create electricity.
Each one of them is about 230 feet tall from the base to the top of the generator. And then each one of the blades are 113 feet long. So when that tip of that blade is at its very peak, it's over 300 feet.
Each has its own computer which searches out the wind, turning and tilting the blades to find the optimal position.
And the wind needs to be anywhere from 6 miles an hour up to about 55 miles an hour.
The center's 68 wind generators produce 102 megawatts of electricity, half of which OG&E buys for its customers throughout the state. The remainder goes to the Oklahoma Municipal Power Authority for cities and towns which operate their own distribution systems. The wind power is indistinguishable from other types of power once it enters the grid, but OG&E customers are able to invest by signing up to pay the wind power rate for all or a portion of their electricity.
We've always have been interested in renewables, but we needed something that made sense for our customers. So we had this opportunity and partnered up with FPL Energy to be able to purchase electricity through wind power at a reasonable rate and pass that on to our customers. A person that uses about 1,000 kilowatt hours a month, it would increase their bill about $6.
It's a renewable energy. It has zero emissions. It does not require any water, and there's no solid waste, no waste of any kind.
In addition to electricity, the wind farm also produces tax money, which Phillips says has been a real boost.
Last year, they generated $489,000 in ad valorem for county government and public schools. So that's significant. To put that in perspective, we would have to build 208 $250,000 homes to equate to that. So it's substantial.
Although this is a pilot project for OG&E, both Stevens and Phillips believe wind power will play an important part in Oklahoma's future. And for those who think the wind generators are noisy or unattractive, Phillips says a visit to Woodward will convince you otherwise.
They don't spin at a rapid pace. It's just kind of soothing, and it's just methodical, and you might want to be listening to Beethoven and having a glass of wine and enjoying the wind farm.
Even the cows don't seem to mind. Just as they lived with the windmills of the past, the cattle seem to be existing in harmony with today's wind power generators.